Today we are going to talk about mediation. What is mediation? It is a dynamic structured process where there's a third party who assists in the disputing parties in resolving any conflict through the use of just specialized communication and negotiation techniques. All the participants in mediation are encouraged to actively participate in the process. There are basically 5 steps in a successful mediation. One is the introduction. What is the problem? You mention the statement of the problem, information gathering, identification of the problem, and then bargaining, and finally settlement. It is an informal and flexible process, and there are three people involved. The major role is played by the mediator. He guides both the parties towards their own resolution, and he accepts offers, counter offers, demands and proposals between both sides, which helps them to move closer to resolution. Mediation is used to resolve in a number of conflicts, and these include the workplace, divorce, child custody, commercial and family disputes. It is also used between landlords and tenants to come to a resolution without having to come to an eviction. When a couple is divorcing and they want to work with a neutral third party, which will help them resolve the divorce issues and divide the assets and property. The mediation process begins by an introduction by the mediator and then discussion of the process. I will discuss about this later. What I have to say is that to achieve a good result in mediation, I always follow the following rules. All the decision makers must participate. The important documents should be present physically, and everybody has got to be right, but to a point. You build a deal, you treat everybody with respect, and you be persuasive. The main advantage of attempting mediation is you're directly involved in the negotiating your own agreement. No settlement can be imposed upon you. The proceedings are conducted in private, and you are in control of the session. During each visit, the parties discuss the amount of their demand or their offer and settle. They also discuss the strengths and weaknesses. And it is they themselves who decide the outcome of the process rather than letting a third party. Why is this good, ladies and gentlemen? Because as you're probably aware, legal proceedings in court take a longer time, maybe even months or years, and patients have to wait very patiently for the finalization. Whereas in mediation, it does not take long, and it can be settled in less than 6 weeks, depending on the issues. What is important is that the mediator assists and guides the parties towards their own resolution. The mediator does not decide the outcome, but he helps the people understand and focus on the important issues to need a resolution. It is very cost effective, and it always takes in consultation with the parties and mediators. Fees should be charged on an hourly basis. It could be anything between $100 to $300 per hour, depending on the complexity of the dispute. I personally do not take more than 1 hour per session, and I try to finish it within 2 to 3 sessions. If a binding arbitration requires a 3-person panel or a mediation requires the services of multiple mediators, then you have to be compensated according to what the individual mediator occurs. A minimal charge of 5 hours that will be around $500 is charged for each case. Reimbursable costs and expenses will be added to the hourly basis, which will be decided by the mediator and the people who attend the mediation. You have to remember, unlike a judge or an arbitrator, the mediator will not decide the outcome of the case. I, as a mediator, will only help you resolve the problem through a process which involves you air your disputes, identify the strengths or weaknesses of the case, and then understanding that accepting less than expected is the hallmark of a fair settlement. You always get less than what you expected, and you always agree to a satisfactory solution. Basically, the primary goal is for all parties to work out a solution where they can live with and trust. Because the mediator has no authority to impose a decision, nothing will be decided unless both parties agree to it. The process focuses on solving problems in an economic manner, for instance, taking into account the cost of litigation rather than uncovering the truth or imposing legal rules. As far as I'm concerned, a good mediator, you have to be very friendly, empathic, and respectful. You should listen carefully, appreciate the emotions and needs of each of the people involved, and come across as genuinely concerned with the well-being of everyone involved. In this aspect, these are the traits which I think you need for a mediator. You have to be alert on several levels, and you have to be patient and tactful. You have to be credible, objective, and adaptable and perseverance. Your appearance and demeanor be just the way I'm dressed up. And hopefully you should, have a successful mediation. In conclusion, I will say that the main advantages in attempting to reach agreement by mediation are you're directly involved in negotiating your own agreement. No settlement can be imposed upon you, and the proceedings are conducted in private and you're in control of your own position. Finally, it is better than civil litigation because mediation allows the opportunity for you to work through your issues and reach a settlement and continue to work together to complete whatever issues are at present. Maybe it is construction of property after a divorce, and of course, if there's a referral at the end of the job. If you want more information, you can always contact me on my website, rajivshori.com, and I'll be more than pleased to answer any of your queries. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.